All right, it's come and gone. Dynasty is here. Now, I had to do this twice because I'm not going to lie. I'm not happy about the length of this show. I missed only one match. One match. I saw all the other matches. One I did not see, and that was the very first match, which was Windsor versus Shafir, and there was no interest in it. In fact, I want to make this clear for 0 Hour. Marina Shafir and Windsor could have been put on Dynamite. Having 100% Camille show up would have been fine, but having her have a match versus, what was the woman's name? Big Annie or Big Ann? I'm like, why? It didn't need to happen. They didn't need it. You didn't need it. And mind you, I'm glad to see Camille. She's been gone for 529 days. But I would like to see Camille on the... guys, I wanted Camille to be seen on Dynamite. To be brought back. Yes, she could be seen in the pay-per-view beating up on Willow. And Willow now wants to get a match, and she's got a match. At least it was done later in the night instead of just immediately after it happened, which Tony doesn't give it time to marinate, but at least it would have made better sense to let her be seen and have her match on Dynamite. You haven't seen her in a year and a half. I would have liked to see Camille on Dynamite and present it. That's another match. But let's make this very clear. The National Championship as well was on that card. And did I care about seeing Jack Perry and who he faced, which was Miles Davis, I believe? That could have been put on Dynamite. 4 matches could have been put on Dynamite. All of them. You could have had just 1 match on 0 Hour instead of 4. Look, the Women's Tag Championship. Let me give it to you like this. Seeing these 2 other women who came from ROH. One was Mars World and Helen. I didn't care about them. Because nothing was built up for them. Nothing. If you watch ROH, fine. But there was nothing talked about when it came to Dynamite. Yeah, you can look on the website. You can check on X. But when it comes to the show, nothing. So I didn't care. And if I remember correctly, we have not seen Divine Dominion in over a month at least. Easily over a month. Since they won those titles, we have not seen them on the main card of Dynamite where they should be. Nope. We haven't seen them at all. Now, if you say, well, on Collision, well, guess what? Even though Collision has it's not the same as Dynamite. It would have been nice to at least see them so we can at least get some interest. Because not everyone sees Collision. I'm going to say this. Camille winning was alright. Jack Perry winning was fine. I didn't expect anything other. And Divine Dominion won as well. But I didn't care about any of these matches. It didn't matter because there was no build for them. I know there was something for Jack Perry, at least a little bit, to care a little bit. But you gave him Davis. What story is there with Davis? Moving on. Main card. The Bucks versus Okada and Kateska. Now, this has a story. The story is this. Kateska wants that international championship. And he wants to just go like this to Okada because he keeps screwing with him. Was this a good match? Yes, because of its story that Okada just doesn't like Kateska and he wants him out of the Don Callis family so bad he can taste it. But guess what? At the very end of that match, and it was a good match, the Bucks were about to do their signature move on Okada, and it was Kateska who grabbed, I think it was it Nick or was it Matt? I think it was Nick who got his leg grabbed by Kateska, and he was trying to hold him because he was about to jump and do his signature move. But guess what? He decided, you know what? Why am I doing this? He already decked me in the face, which he did. And yes, Kateska got him back, but originally he wasn't trying to do anything. He was trying to back off because he wanted to make it fair. He wanted to honor Don Callis. But Okada don't give no damn fucks. And you've heard Don, he doesn't care if they fight as long as he brings in the money. So now he's got that. So Kateska walks away. Okada gets pinned. And now they will be going to the International Championship. It's coming. Don't know when, but it's coming. I think they didn't announce it, but I don't remember. But it's coming. Now, next match. Jericho versus Ricochet. Now, here I did not expect. Look, I know many people are going to think you should have just left it on Dynamite like the other 4 that I was recommending. But here, you can see it. Excuse me. Allergies. Jericho was able to go. You could say a lot about Jericho. He can be an obnoxious piece of a pain in the ass. But he prepared himself for this match with Ricochet. And I know not everyone's going to like... They're not. They're not going to like Jericho. They'd rather not see him around all the time. But as I said, Jericho, if he's done correctly, will have some good mileage out of the list, counting on how long he can stretch it. And counting on how well he's got himself in ring shape, because getting like this does not mean your ring shape. He was in ring shape. He must have busted his ass to get himself in good shape enough so when he went against Ricochet and lost, I was surprised. I didn't think Ricochet would win, but he did win. He wants to put over Ricochet. Now, here's the problem. Putting over Ricochet does not mean Ricochet is over. Particularly with all the controversy he's been having on X, I don't know if he's going to get over because of this match. I don't know if he's going to gain a good rub. But, and this is the most important thing, for me personally, what I truly see, because other people are going to see about X with Ricochet, and he hasn't really done much with the demand. Yes, he was a national championship, but he was champion, but doesn't mean he was good. I don't think it was about Ricochet. Most people are going to think about that with Ricochet. I think this was a setup for Chris Jericho, because I know a lot of people didn't think he was going to be able to go. Yes, they'll say he would be able to wrestle, but he was able to go in Vancouver. And I like to say to the Vancouver crowd, thank you. You really helped the show. You were able to stay engaged, which was really good for me personally. But with this, he was able to really go, which really helped the match. Really helped all of it. And I think this is just to set people up to see, okay, Jericho's back and he can go. Next match. The match that was very important. The next challenger for the current champion. And this was a damn good match. It was. You got Andrade Elidio's versus Darby Allin. If Allin won, he gets that shot. And I know Andrade was not happy about it because he wanted the shot, but he wasn't going to get it. This was a very good match. It was. But I didn't expect Andrade to win here, because it makes better sense for Allin to be the one to be the next challenger. But in the end, the match was very rough, very tough, and when it was over and Allin won, you got Andrade raising his hand, showing him respect, which was pretty good. I will say it was a very hard-hitting match, and Allin took a lot of bumps. I don't agree with every bump that he takes. He is that Mick Foley style wrestler. I know people keep saying he's a Sting wrestler. No, he's not. He's freaking Mick Foley. There's only one other person I've ever heard of that wrestles like Darby Allin. That's Mick Foley. Yes, he's been friends with Sting. Yes, he's now modeling himself after Sting. But he's a Mick Foley style wrestler. I don't care what anyone says. You could look at it, if you look at Mick Foley when he was Cactus Jack, he was no better than Mick Foley. Doesn't mean that's bad, it's just that's his style. And that's just me. Moving on, the Tag Championship. CNC versus FTR. This is where I wasn't sure where we're going to go with this. Because, like I said, when they came back, the feud is cold. It felt like they just wanted to get it over with. And then try to reboot it. Either with the Bucks dealing with CNC, or later rebooting them and then letting them rise through the ranks, because it's not much of a tag team division, but rise through the ranks and then get another shot at FTR again and actually rebuild them, because they've been gone for so many months. But in this situation, I didn't really think they would win, even though it felt like they should. I didn't think they should win because the feud is so cold. And yes, hearing a Christian say, I'm going to come and bang your mothers, for all three of them, it helped a bit, but it still felt like they shouldn't win. And the match was good, yeah. Colt began to bleed. Christian still wrapped up, and I still not see Christian get his hand crushed when I watched the other Dynamite last week. They just cut away from it. Went to commercial. Shit. I would have liked to see it. But it was a good match. It wasn't a great match, but it was okay. It was good. All teams did very, very well. But I don't think it was a great match, but I do think it was a good one. In the end, FTR won. Now the question is going to be, who are they going up against next? I do think the Hurt Syndicate might be coming back soon, but I don't know. We'll find out soon enough. The gauntlet match for the TNT title, the Casino Gauntlet match. Let me give it to you like this. I think they went up to about 10 to 11 people. And the match was okay. It wasn't bad. But I'm going to be honest here. There was only one person I thought would be the best person to become TNT title holder. But I knew they weren't going to do it. I had a feeling that it was either going to be Bayley, possibly Bayley, Bandito, or Kevin Knight, because they had been pushing Kevin quite a bit. And understanding that on Collision that something happened to Kevin, that he got his butt kicked, it made sense that they put it on him. But the person I felt that should get it out of any of the ones there, and I don't hate Rouge, I don't hate Clone, I haven't seen Clone much, but it was Pac. Pac, my boy, who has the most polish as a pro wrestler and can talk, should have won the TNT title. I think it would have been good to see him as TNT champion, because I think he would get more mileage out of it than Kevin Knight would. But this is just me, you guys. Comment below. Do you think Kevin Knight is the right person? But me, I think it would have been Pac. Pac should have been the one to really win that title, because he's never held anything substantial. What did he have? The International Championship? The Trios? Hell, the All-Atlantic? He should have had the TNT title to show that he is valued, and they didn't even go there. Next, Tekla versus Hayter. I'm sorry, this could have been put on Dynamite. And I'm not saying the match was bad, because it was not. It was a good match. But here's the problem. You look at Jamie Hayter. The Brawling Birds have barely been built up enough to go up against anyone. Now, not saying they can't get the job done, but the storytelling for the women's division, particularly the tag division, hasn't been really great. Look at what's going on with Divine Domain. When it came to Cross and Megan Bayne, not much. They have barely been seen since they won the title. This is the first time I've seen them, and they have not been on Dynamite much. So, it's just, dude, it just shows they don't show a lot of attention to the women. Now, with Tekla, they have been pushing her, and I like Tekla. But when it came to Hayter, I wasn't buying it. I didn't buy Hayter was going to beat her. And she didn't. I knew Hayter was going to give her a good match. And she did. But I just didn't buy it. I didn't buy it. And that's sad. And if it was going to be like this, it should have been done either the opening of the show, and instead of the Bucks with Okada and Kateska, you could have had them. They could have opened the show. But I know they were going to want them because they wanted to really heat it up as much as they could when it came to Okada and Kateska. But you could have had them open the show. The one I felt was booked very well was Ospreay versus Mox. Seeing that hidden blade in the very opening, and Will is just standing there saying, "What? What? We got all night. What?" It showed, for me, I'm not going to say it was great storytelling, but it was damn good storytelling, because when you see Will Ospreay, he just wants to destroy him. He wants to savor every damn moment of destroying Moxley, and that is what was his downfall. And that's the thing. The downfall is what is the most important thing that people are going to see here. That Will's over enthusiasm of wanting to destroy Moxley, then just ending that match and just taking that from him is what destroyed him. And seeing that the neck was the key here, that Moxley focused on his neck a lot. And I'm going to be honest here, seeing Will land on the edge of the apron and really look like he hurt himself in his arm, which doesn't mean it actually happened, but it made you think, oh, he really got a bad stinger. It really was good. And seeing not one, but almost near a dozen hidden blades. Now, I know many people are not going to like that. They're not. But I felt that it was part of the story. Because, understand, Will really wanted to do the Tiger Driver 91. Flat out, that's what he wanted. That's what he cared for. He wanted to Tiger Drive him so badly, but he wanted to incapacitate him enough. But as time went on and Will should have ended it early, he never got that opportunity. And because of the stinger, he couldn't grab him properly to do the Tiger Driver. He was able to do a Styles Clash or two. Well, one Styles Clash. And he was able to do more hidden blades, which he hit him really hard in the face. He was bleeding from the mouth. Moxley was bleeding. So he did full contact. It was one of the best matches with a good story behind it. Now, I know not everyone's going to like the false starts. And to be honest, I'm not always into that. But because of how they booked Will, I can understand it. This match, I did not need to be here. Trios Championship. The conglomeration versus the Dogs. Why it was there? Why? Could have been on Dynamite. Could have been on the kickoff, the 0 hour. You should have put it there. You should have put it there. If you wanted to value the women, hell, you could have put Chris Jericho with Ricochet in that spot. And you could have thrown Divine Dominion and, yes, honestly, they should be on Dynamite as well. I'm sorry. They should have been booked at Dynamite as well. The conglomeration winning, I didn't care. It shouldn't have happened. Was it a bad match, though? No. I want to make this clear. On practically every match here was good to very good. But it didn't need to be there. You could have shortened this show from 12 matches, I say it was 12 matches, down to 10 or 8 matches. You could have gone easily to 8 matches. And the show would have still been good, and you could have ended it early. I'm sorry, it just feels like it should have been done. Finally, the final match. MJF versus Kenny Omega. The second best match of the night because of the story with Kenny dealing with MJF. Because the way they tried to book it, and I'm not saying it was great, but it was booked pretty well. MJF trying to mess with Kenny, talking about his diverticulitis, trying to screw with him, trying to mess with him. The thing that pissed me off when it was last week, if Kenny knew that that dynamite diamond fucking ring could be an issue, why didn't he keep it? Because that's always the situation here, that he always has to rely on the dynamite diamond ring. You could say that's the signature move, yes, but I don't think he needs it anymore. That's just me. And they better not do a casino battle royal for the dynamite diamond ring, because it makes no sense anymore to do that dynamite diamond ring doesn't need a battle royal anymore, because even when you give it to somebody, guess what? MJF still uses it. So they better not bring that back. If they do, I'm going to rant. But the match was good. There were false starts. I think maybe a little too many, like 4 or 5 too many. But in the end, it was a good match. It was. And Kenny did not win. Everyone thought Kenny was going to win. And to be honest, it would make some sense to let Kenny win, but they don't want to go there yet. I don't think he's going to win now. I do believe that there's a good chance they will give him a second chance near the end of the year. Maybe an All In. Never know. I don't know. But this is just my point of view about it. Now, what does this mean for this entire show? It was okay. I don't know what I'm going to call this. If I'm going to be honest, most of the matches didn't need to be here. You could have slimmed this down by 4 matches easily, and you would have still had a very good damn show. Maybe that might be the title. 4 matches didn't need to be there, but it was still good. And I'm going to say this. AEW has shown progress. Now, if you've heard JD has said, Dynamite is boring. Well, guess what? For me personally, this is the way I see it. Not taking anything away from JD or just Alex or Solomon or even Jesse. For me personally, when a show is heavily chaotic and never focused on doing the right work, if they can bring it back and make it boring at first, that means they're focusing on getting things right. Now, mind you, they don't have much time to do that. If they bring it back and instead of being like this, they bring it here and it's just boring, means they're actually beginning to understand, okay, we need to dial back the chaos because we haven't done it right. Let's make it boring for a little bit and then start trying to focus on this here, make this exciting, make this fun, make this serious. That, I think, is the best way to do it. That at least trying to come back from total chaos where nothing got done and people are just angry at the product. And AEW has not done great. They haven't. But I will say this. If they continue trying to pull back all that chaos, and yes, it can be boring for a couple of weeks, but once they get it dialed in and they start expanding back out, that chaos could be focused, and that's what we need for AEW. To be able to deal with WWE, which doesn't care anymore. Guys, WWE doesn't care about making wrestling. They care about using wrestling to make money, just like I've said multiple times. They only care about making money, and they're using wrestling to do it. Before, they cared about wrestling and made great wrestling. Now there is no great wrestling. They just want to make money. But this is just me. Peace.